I have a 5-pound pork butt here that I'm going to make a spice mix for, and we are going to make this taste as smoky as possible as an alternative to actually smoking the meat. Sometimes I just don't have, an entire day to devote to smoking meat. So this is a quicker way to do it. And then I'm going to show you what you can do for a great tailgate or camping. This is perfect for that because you can keep it warm in a cooler. So now I'm just going to make this spice mix, which is like fabulous. So it is brown sugar, which I love, and it's equal parts brown sugar and salt. And I like a lot of salt. So paprika, celery salt and garlic powder, a little bit of cayenne, and a little bit of just pepper. I'm just going to give it a really good stir and get that really good and mixed. It also has a little bit of cornstarch. I forgot to tell you about that. And that is really good for browning. The meat will really brown up good if you have a little bit of that cornstarch in there to soak up a little bit of the moisture. So a 5-pound roast. And if it's not exactly 5 pounds, this is not an exact thing. Don't worry about that. I usually make a double or triple batch of this and make 3 or 4 pork butts at once so I can freeze one and have it later. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm just going to put my pork butt into my roaster oven. Now you can do this in a regular oven at 400 degrees or a crock pot. It's fine. Crock pots are great too. I like mine to have a little bit of a crunchy exterior. So I love using my roaster oven. It is like fabulous. This thing, I have used it so much over the years. It's got this handy little, carrier that you can get everything in and out really easily. So if it has a lot of juices in it, you pull it straight out of the juices and put it onto your cutting board to cool. And it transports easily. And so it's just an amazing, amazing thing. Okay, so I'm going to move my pork butt to it and wipe my hands just a little bit. And I'm going to put first liquid smoke. Now, a lot of people, are just kind of dainty with their liquid smoke. I'm not going to be dainty at all. I'm going to pour at least 2 ounces over this pork butt. I know it's a lot, but it works. I promise you. Then I'm going to put half of my mix right on top of it. I'm just going to rub it in. Okay, get it good and rubbed in. Now, I don't put any water in the pan. You can, if you want to make it a little bit more moist or you want more gravy. It's going to produce its own gravy, and I don't like it when it's too watery. Okay, so you can take that gravy, put it in a pan and reduce it down on the oven and then strain it, and you've got an amazing gravy at the end of that. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over and put the other 2 ounces of this liquid smoke in here. You think that it's going to taste really, 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 really smoky. It really isn't. You will be amazed when you try this recipe. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the dry mix all over it. All inside it. If it's got little crevices and everything, get it everywhere. All right, so that really is it when it comes to this. Now I'm just going to let it go. This one's a little bit smaller than the ones I normally do, and I usually do more than one. So it usually takes 4 hours for me, but doing this one is probably only going to take me about 2.5 or 3 hours. So I'm just going to turn this over to 400, and it keeps this temperature perfectly, and put the lid on, and I'm going to let it go, and it's going to be done to perfection. And then I will wrap it in foil, then wrap some towels around it, and put it in a cooler, and I've got it for my tailgating event, and it stays warm for like 6, 7, 8 hours. It's amazing. Sometimes even up to 24 depending on what cooler that you have. Now for the apple and mustard slaw. This slaw is so delicious because it's got every component. It's got the sweetness of the apples and the carrots, which I have right here and I'm about to pour it straight in with my cabbage. And I did those in matchstick sizes, just roughly chopped matchstick. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of mayonnaise. I have all the exact measurements at my website, stacylynnharris.com. So I've got a little bit of sugar, And now the mustard, which gives it that really yummy, deep flavor. So you've got that, and then you've got the acid from the white wine vinegar, a little bit celery seed and salt. Now, do not be tempted to leave the celery seed out. It makes this dish. It is so good. And a little bit of salt. So I'm just going to mix this all together and chill for about 2 hours in the refrigerator. And that gives you enough time to let your pork get done. Then we're going to get this out and assemble the sandwiches. So you can assemble these sandwiches before you go on your tailgating or camping trip, or you can wait and do it there. So some people like to wait, but you can go ahead and do it. And if you do, put them back in the Hawaiian roll bag and let them steam in that cooler. And then it'll all still be warm when you get to the game or to your camping site. That's it. I have my finished pork butt. Just look at this. And like I said before, you can make a gravy sauce. If you decide to do that, you could just put a little bit of that gravy in there and then use whatever barbecue sauce that you like. And it'll be moist and delicious and smoky flavored, and it'll be great. But another idea is you can cut slices of this pork, and it is looking so good. Look at that. It even looks smoked. I know that's crazy, but it does. So you can make thick pieces and serve it with mashed potatoes and peas and a salad and, things like that. Or, and gravy, of course. Or you can do pulled pork and put it over a baked potato, or pulled pork on these Hawaiian rolls, which we're about to do in just a minute, with a little bit of coleslaw. Okay, so I've got a couple of slices, and now I'm going to make the pulled pork. So I'm ready to assemble my sandwiches, but I wanted to tell you two things. If you do your roast the night before and put it in the refrigerator, you can slice it a lot easier, and it'll slice up beautifully. Just warm it in a 200-degree oven for, maybe 30 minutes or so until it's warm all the way through, and then slice it. Number two, it's hard. You can make it into little cubes for pulled pork, or if you get it right straight out of the oven or out of your roaster or out of the crock pot, you can just pull it apart with your fork. And it's just so tender. And like I said, you can mix the juices in with it, and it's just delicious. So you can do that. And then I'm going to put it on these Hawaiian rolls. Now, you can use a big bun. You can have barbecue sauce, with this, with the slaw. It's going to be great. But I'm going to leave the barbecue sauce off for now. I'm going to pull these over here, and I'm going to show you a fast, easy way to do this. So what you can do is slice the entire Hawaiian rolls right across in the middle. All right, so now I'm just going to flip this open. Voila. So then I'm going to put a little bit of slaw right on top. And this doesn't get soggy. If you want to put this back into the Hawaiian roll bag for travel, it doesn't get soggy. It's going to be really good. Okay, so I'm just going to put that slaw. And look at how beautiful the slaw is. So right here like that. All right, and these apples, oh my goodness. I promise you that when you taste this is going to be your favorite slaw. Let's put that right on. I like to pile it up. I love a lot of slaw. Then I'm going to get some of the wonderful smoky baked pork that we made. Kind of pile it on. Spread it out. Okay. And you are going to be the envy at your tailgating party. Okay, put it up. Then I'm going to just show you what happens here. Okay, so I'm going to slice into this. And show you what it looks like. Is that like amazingly divine? Oh my goodness. Okay, with a little bit of barbecue sauce, you have got an entire meal right at your fingertips. And that's how you make my smoky baked pulled pork. For more information and more incredible recipes, check out StaceyLynnHarris.com.